play, and those guys get out and go. So, I mean, Missouri Valley is always a battle. They're well coached. They are tough. In fact, our number one key on our board in there is toughness. I mean, if we don't show up with energy and toughness tonight, Missouri Valley is going to send us home with our tail between our legs. So I'm excited. We're excited for the opportunity. We think it's a great challenge, and we're just excited to be back playing a heart game, something that matters.
All right, so there you had the visits with the coaches, Chad Lance and Ryan Moody, and the squads are being introduced. C.J. Vallejo is a 6'4 junior out of Kansas City. Also for the Viquan Clark is a 6'1 junior. Clark is out of Wichita, Kansas. Jake Shawnath, a 6'5 junior. Shawnath, one of their leading players out of Herman, Missouri. Also, Christian Hatterley out of Omaha, Nebraska, 6'7 sophomore. And Sean Fleming, we remember him from last year, 6'2 senior. John Harris, 17.7, leg injury, Joe, will not play tonight.
No, and he's a very good player. He was one of their leaders last year. But I remember C.J. Vallejo, you mentioned his name. He played junior college ball at KCK, Kansas City, Kansas. I saw him play against Wentworth last year. He scored 42 points in the game I saw, and I don't think he took a shot inside of about 25 feet the whole night. So he can really light it up from the outside.
Brian Cook, 5'11 sophomore, Fort Worth, Texas, in the starting lineup, as is Darrell Lemire. Darrell is 6'3 sophomore. He comes from Manor, Texas. Jordan Bowling, what a start to the season he's had, 12.6 points, 6'4 junior, and he is, of course, out of Crane, Missouri. Raviel Burton, the 6'7 junior from St. John's, Antigua, 6'7 senior, and then Brody Gronwald, the leading scorer, 17.6 a game. Gronwald, the 6' junior, and Brody comes to us from John Wood Community College and Carthage, Illinois. So the Vikes need a win.
The last game I saw, the Vikings, the game they lost to Graceland in overtime, Jordan Bowling had one whale of a game. You talk about a blue-collar effort underneath. He really worked hard. I think he had 22, 23 points in the game, and I tell you, he really impressed me that day.
All right, we're ready to go. Vikings bench to our left. Benedictine in the black road uniforms, red numerals, Ravens across the chest, Vikings in the home grays, and the tip is controlled by the Ravens. Shawnath with the basketball, quickly gives it off to Clark, back to Shawnath, to Fleming. Now Clark top of the key, dribbles between the legs. Vikings starting that man-to-man defense. As they swing it around to the wing, here's a shot taken, no good. Rob Burton goes up high for the rebound, had it, lost it, and he tipped it off the left shoulder of Jake Shawnath. So the Vikings will get it after the missed shot by Vallejo, and he wasn't afraid to.
No, I'll tell you, he missed that one, but he is a shooter.
So here come the Vikes, and they throw it away as Cook's pass to Lemire off of his shoulder and bounces toward the crowd, and a good crowd here for this second game tonight. First game goes to the Benedictine Raven women. They jumped out to an 8-0 lead and never trailed in that one. Here's Clark, works that right side, stops, free throw line extended, back top of the key. And they swing it into the corner left side to Vallejo. Vallejo gets it back. He's going to crank up another three. Misses this one. Long rebound out to Fleming. Fleming drives right side. Takes it at Bowling. Nice pass underneath. A little hook pass. Got it to Hatterley, and he scores it 2-0 in the first minute. Jordan Bowling, top of the key.
Yeah, good ball movement. Got it into the big guy, Christian Hatterley, and he kissed it off the glass.
Here's Gronwald. Works it down low to Rob. Burton spins inside the lane. Left hand off the front of the rim. Rebound pulled down by the Ravens.
Rob, you don't get it above the rim, it's not going in.
Hit the rim pretty hard, but unfortunately never got over the top of the rim. Now here's a baseline move and a travel call. The ball goes in, but traveling's going to be called on Shawnath. 6'5 junior, averages 14.9 a game. Here's Brian Cook into the forecourt for the Vikes, looking for the first conference win. Had a couple of nice wins at CMU over the Thanksgiving tournament. Lemire into Rob Burton on the low block. One dribble and throws it into the Benedictine bench. Cook cut toward the basket, and Rob's pass sailed over his head right to Ryan Moody.
Well, this Benedictine team likes to play a half-court game. They won't run very much. Right. They only give up 68 points a game, so they're a slow-down style play. Vikes like to get it up and down the court.
Here is Clark. Kicks it back out. 3 on the way. Good. And that's the left-handed shot of Shawnuth. Yo, this game's starting just like the women's game did. Let's hope not. Here's Bowling. Off to Lemire. Vikes looking for their first bucket. We're 2 minutes and 6 seconds in. Gronwald around the screen. Dumps it down low to Bowling. Strong move. And he can't score, but he's fouled. Once Jordan Bowling gets that low block and he's going to go up put up the shot, you're not going to stop him from getting the shot up.
Look how big Jordan's shoulders are. I mean, he's got some pretty good width up top there. He's not big by any stretch of imagination, but he's got some big shoulders, and he went up strong that time and draws the 2-shot foul.
Shawnuth picked up the foul, and Jordan hits the free throw. He averages 12.6 points a game, does Mr. Bowling. Out of Crane, Missouri. He's going to be a big part of this team, and he's a good free throw shooter.
I think he's improved from last year more than any player on this team, from what I've seen anyway.
Hits both free throws. He is an 86% free throw shooter. You like to see that in a guy that plays inside.
Yes, you do. Yeah, and he'll go to the basket and draw a lot of fouls.
Clark gets the pass. The Vikings put on a little bit of pressure into the corner. Vallejo almost cranked up another 3-point attempt.
He is not shy with the ball, I can tell you.
Kicks it back out to Fleming, now to Vallejo. Top of the key, good perimeter passing. Fleming from the free throw line gets one to roll in. Sean Fleming makes it 7-2. Brian Cook, stop top of the key, and we're going to have a foul called on Clark, I believe. Laquan Clark picks up his second team foul. Lemire will inbound. 17-15 first half. 7-2 Benedictine. Bowling gives it off to Cook. Ryan was in the backcourt, and Bowling wisely waited for him to cross that timeline before passing him the ball. Gronwald top of the key. Cut off there. Now tries to hook underneath the Rob. Knocked away, taken away. Shawnuth with the steal. Gives it off to Fleming. Vikings a little careless with the ball there. Fleming stops, pops, 17-footer. Too hard. Ball tipped out. Gronwald had it. Couldn't hang on. Clark has it. Clark at the top of the key. Works around the screen by Shawnuth. Shawnuth dribbles it off his leg, gets it back, and hands it to Clark. 16:40 to go, first half. 7-2 Ravens. Fleming against this Viking man-to-man. Takes it left wing. Cut off there by Bowling. Looks to get it down low. Skip pass all the way into the corner. Vallejo, he hits it, but the whistle before the shot. And going to be an illegal screen, I believe, on Shawnuth. That's his second, if it is.
I think they called that first foul on Hatter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Hatterley picked up the first.
Hatterley got the first one.
So that's just the first foul on Shawnuth. 16-24, and that negates a three-pointer by Vallejo. Gronwald off to Lemire at the top of the key. Now to Bowling, who pops out. Goes baseline to Robbie's triple team. Takes it up from the baseline. Can't score. Boy, battle in there. It's taken away by Lemire as he took it away from Shawnuth.
Second foul there.
The rebound.
Shawnuth, I think, picked up number 2. And we might mention that John Harris Jr., the normal leading scorer on this Benedictine team, not in the lineup tonight. He's got a bad leg. He averages almost 18 points a game. So Shawnuth, the other player in double figures that averages there, will have to come out. And Adam Cutney comes into the lineup for the Ravens.
Cutney.
Nice backdoor cut. Darryl Lemire goes backdoor. Just a great screen, good pass. Lemire lays it in.
Good job by the Vikes, 7-4. And here's Clark, top of the key. Cut off by Bowling. Drives left side, runs right into Cook. Puts up the shot, and it goes in. A lot of contact. Nothing was called. And Clark's going to get his first bucket, 9-4. Rob tries a triple. It hits the top of the key. Robbie can hit that shot. And it's 9-7. Vikes within 2.
And if you remember, he had a couple big threes in that playoff game against Benedictine last year to bring the Vikings back in the second half.
Go the baseline is Cutney. Cutney kicks it to Clark, top of the key. Clark spin move again on Cook. Puts up the shot, and Cook fouled him.
You know, you talk about Raviel Burton. How well did he play in the postseason last year? Really upped his game to the next level.
Yes, he did. He really was good down the stretch and in those tournament games.
Brian Cook picks up the foul.
Carl Washington, the 6'6 junior, out of Marietta, Georgia, comes in. And also in for the Vikings is Laquan Turner, the junior out of Baton Rouge. 23 to go in the first half. 10-7. Benedictine. Clark at the line. Misses. Rebound. Pulled down by Rob. Gets it off to Turner. 10-7 is our score. Cook, top of the key, off to Rob Burton. Tries another one.
Yes!
Yes! Why not? Well, you're going to guard Gronewald from the outside shot. Rob says, I'll take his place. And we're tied at 10, folks.
Get me a ball outside, Coach. I'm feeling it tonight.
Well, Clark, by the way, hit one of the 2 free throws to then make it 10-7. Now it's 10-10. And now the Ravens turn it over on the far side. Or a foul. They're going to call a foul.
That's the second illegal pick called against Benedictine. This one comes up against Cutney. That'll be his first foul. They've had a couple of those called on him thus far.
And already 5 team fouls on the Ravens. So the Vikes were down early. They tied it, looking for their first lead of the game. 14:52 to go in this first half.
Get that ball to Rob beyond the arc.
Rob, now they have to come out on him. Turner holds it on the wing. Now goes to Rob. He'll try another one. This one a little strong. Why not? Give it a shot. Fleming the other way.
And Rob did not hesitate on that shot.
He got it and said, I'm putting it back up. Austin Eckert, remember him from last year, into the lineup for the Ravens. Now to Fleming. Fleming, top of the key to Eckert. Eckert holds it. They work into the lane, give it back to the baseline. Good ball movement, good defense by the Vikings as they hustle. Into the corner. Here's Clark, high, little teardrop shot, won't go. Ball comes all the way out. 2-1 on the shot clock, and that's a shot clock violation as neither shot hit the rim. Good defense by the Vikings on that possession.
Fleming almost hit the shot clock with that last shot, right ahead of the shot clock buzzer.
Justice Norvilas also into the game.
Remember him from last year.
6'6" junior. 10-all, 14 minutes to go first half. And the Vikings trying to get their first lead. Cook underneath to Jordan Bolden. Double team, picks it up, head and shoulder fake, and walked with it.
Yeah.
Took a step around his man on the baseline and picked up the pivot.
Yeah, Jordan had the double team. Probably should have kicked it back out that time. Tried to split it and just shuffled those feet.
So still tied at 10, 13:50 to go first half. Ravens give it off to Cutney. Cutney kicks it in the corner. Clark's open, sets the feet, fires the three. It won't go. Rebound pulled down by Bowling. Quickly to Cook. Cook, free throw line, gives it back to Bowling. Around to Turner on the left wing. Turner, top of the key, drives down the middle, kicks it off to Cook on the baseline, right side. Cook, good catch, takes it, kicks it all the way back out to Gronewald. Long three, nope. And the rebound, long rebound, it comes out to Cutney. I mean, that was a long three.
NBA three right there.
Wow. Here's Fleming inside the lane. No look pass, and the shot is blocked by, I believe Turner got a hand on that one. Looked like they were going to have an easy layup, and Turner got a block. Now Cook drives in, leans in, can't score.
It is very physical out there right now.
Clark gives it off to Fleming. Fleming at the top of the key. Burton ready to come back in for the Vikings. 12:51 to go in the first half. Tied at 10. Here's a steal by Turner. Now he throws it back to Clark. Clark takes over. Gives it to Fleming. That's the Ravens. Come right back. 2 turnovers in about 6 seconds. Clark now works the shot clock a little bit. 12:33 to go. Long three by Eckert. Off the hit of the rim. Good rebound by Washington. Carl Washington with it. Gronewald, top of the circle. Around a screen by Washington. No-look pass, gives it back to Turner. Turner with a left-handed dribble. Loses it, picks it back up. Gronewald on the right wing. 12:13 to go. 14 on the shot clock. Gronewald. Good defense by Clark. Now Fleming. Into the corner to Washington. Drives the baseline. Puts it up from 7. Hits the side of the backboard. The ball goes out of bounds. And it will belong to the Ravens.
And Washington kind of chuckles. That's not the shot I was looking for, Coach.
I didn't mean to hit that. He hit that, when he hit the side of the backboard, really square.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that's hard to do.
Yeah, he squared up. He hit it solid.
He tried to hit the side of the backboard. It's hard to hit it just that
and I
solid.
believe it is still shaking.
Yeah, that wasn't the prettiest shot you're going to see tonight, to put it mildly. Here's Fleming. gives it out front to Cutney. Into the corner, taken away by Rob, who gives it off to Brian Cook. Cook, Gronwald, free throw line, double teamed into Bowling, turns to the lane. The big guy puts it up and is fouled. I think they're going to call Cutney for the foul and puts Jordan Bowling, the 86% free throw shooter, back to the line.
That was a very quick spin move that time by Jordan. Jordan got the ball right in the middle of the lane in the paint, spun to the left very quickly, and draws the two-shot foul. He's already knocked down a couple. Let's see if he can get a couple more here to give the Vikings, I think, their first lead of the night, right?
Norvilas picked up the foul, and Bowling does just that as he knocks the free throw down. Jake Fletcher, Brody Thompson, Lemire all come in. And coming back in for the Ravens will be Hatterley.
Jake Fletcher really gave the Vikings a big lift in that comeback up at Graceland. Hit a couple big three-point shots in that second half. Come back when the Vikes were down by as many as 16.
Bowling at the free throw line, has 3 points, again all coming from the line here. And next free throw is good, 4 for 4. And when, as I said, when he works inside like he does, that's very important.
I got a new nickname for him, Jobo.
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 Thomas O'Connor at the top of the key. Gives it off to Fleming. Now they'll work it down low, back out top of the circle for a three, and this one is good by Norvilas. Squared up top of the circle, 13-12 Ravens. Jake Fletcher, where's number 5 this year? Off to Lemire, 2 hands to Brody Thompson. Thompson back to Fletcher. Fletcher starts to drive in the lane, gives it off to Rob. Back out front, 11 on the shot clock, 11 minutes to go in the first half.
Good ball movement by the Vikings.
Burton splits a double team, scores, but they're going to call him for the walk.
And Robbie went between not 2, but 3 people that time, but I guess he shuffled his feet. He got the basket, but it will not count because of the traveling violation.
So 10:55 to go. The Ravens lead by 1, and they have the ball. This is the 3rd conference game for both of these teams. Fleming, top of the circle. Around the screen by Hatterley. Gives it off to Eckert out front. Now back to Fleming underneath. Nice job. Reverse layup up and in by Hatterley. Cut down the middle, and Fleming found him.
Yeah, Hatterley, good. The big guy, good job of moving without the ball that time.
Fletcher, free throw line. Whistle, foul, offensive foul or 3-second call. They've just called 3 seconds.
I think Jordan Bowling, Jordan in the lane a little bit too long, so he draws the violation that time.
15-12 Ravens with the lead. 10:24 to go first half. Good crowd here tonight at the Burns Center. There's a pass down on the baseline to the free throw line. Driving right side. Ball knocked away by Fletcher, who's trying to drive that right side was Hatterley.
Vaquan Clark comes back into the Benedictine lineup.
10:12 to go in the first half.
Brody Thompson, Jake Fletcher, Jordan Bowling, Darryl Lemire, and Ravio Burton, the 5 on the floor for the Vikings right now.
Clark at the top of the key, dribbles between the legs, now goes to free throw line, a little jump stop, and they work it underneath to Hatterley, knocked away. With 1 second on the shot clock, the ball will belong to the Ravens. They have 1 second, so they can grab it and shoot it. That's about all the time they have. Clark.
Watch the lob. Watch the lob.
Gets it in. They have time for the shot. It hits the rim. Rebound comes away to Fletcher, however. Good job by the Vikings.
That's the second time they forced what was almost a shot clock violation. They had to take a bad shot.
Brody Thompson into the corner to Lemire. Back out. Now they work it down low to Rob. Turn around. Got it. Rob now has 8 points. And it's 15-14. Valley back within a point.
Keep feeding the big man. He's hot tonight.
He's hot and feeling it. Clark at the top of the key. Around the screen by Hatterley. Gets it back out front. Now to Eckert. Eckert, another long three. This one goes down. Eckert knocks it down very confidently. Stroked that one. It's 18-14. 9:18 to go here in the half.
That's 3 threes for Benedictine here in the early going.
Bowling top of the circle to Fletcher. Fletcher puts the ball on the floor. High post Rob. Top of the key. Bounce pass down low to Bowling. Gets around his man and scores. Nice little move and strong move by Bowling. His first field goal. He now has 8.
A strong, quick move.
18-16. The lead is 2. Ravens with a basketball. O'Connor back to Clark. Now to Eckert. Back out front to Clark. Back to Eckert. Strokes another three. This one too strong. Ball is tipped out. Good job, and O'Connor has it. Good job at someone inside to tip it out.
That was the big man Hatterley.
Baseline shot is off the top of the backboard, and that is legal, but it comes down into the arms of Robbie Burton.
That was not pretty either.
Robbie lobs it underneath to Jordan. Bowling goes up strong. Oh, it won't go. Ball being tipped around. It finally comes off there to Norvilas. 18-16. Ravens with a 2-point lead. 8:15 to go in the half. Clark into the corner. Driving is O'Connor. Kicks it back out. Driving down the middle. Nice pass off to Hatterley, and we're going to have a foul on Bowling, I believe, on the floor.
That was very close to a charging call right there. Jordan Bowling got set in the lane, but the official says he was not completely set, so Jordan will pick up his first foul.
That's only the second foul on the Vikings. (18-16), Ravens with a 2-point lead in the ball here. Work it into the corner. Kick it all the way back to the top of the key. Clark to the baseline. Back out to Vallejo. Vallejo around to Eckert. Another long three. This one won't go. Rob Burton takes that one away from two of the Ravens, and now a foul is going to be called on Norvilas. As I say, he pushed Robbie Burton. Burton was trying to do a balancing act on the baseline.
And then Norvilas got the ball bounced off his leg as Robbie tried to save it, bounced it off, but they called the foul before that. So that's going to put the Ravens over the limit. That's their 7th team foul, so that'll put the big guy from St. John's Antigua on the line for a 1-and-1 right here.
First one by Rob is good. And Burton now has 9 points.
I think Robbie likes playing against this team.
Yeah, he always plays well against him. Vikes have only had 3 players to score. Burton has 9. Bowling has 6. And 2 for Lemire. Robbie makes them both. The Vikes are 6 for 6 from the line, and they're down by 1, 18-17, 7:49 to go.
You know, when your big guys are scoring, that's a pretty good sign. You're moving the ball well, getting it inside.
And we have 2 big guys that can hit those free throws, and that is important. Here's Eckert. Off to Vallejo. Vallejo gets it top of the key. Ooh. Crossover dribble, now hands it off to Clark. Clark gets in the lane, tries to get it over to Eckert, and Cook knocked it off of Eckert's left arm out of bounds. Good hustle by Brian Cook. Turnover, Vikings get the ball.
I was telling you, I saw C.J. Vallejo last year play for KCK against Wentworth. He and the big guy on his team, I'm not sure who they were. I think they scored 65 points between them.
Here's Gronwald, top of the key, off to Cook. Back to Gronwald. Gronwald working that left side. Now to Washington. He'll put it up from 7 inside the lane and hit it. Nobody guarded him. So Carl Washington just took that big right paw and flipped it in.
That looked much better than Carl Washington's last shot.
20-18. Vikings with the lead for one of the few times in this contest. Vallejo top of the key, off to Clark. Clark with the dribble cut off by Washington. Takes it inside the lane. Kicks it to the baseline. Here's a shot up. No good. Rebound. The Vikings had that lane completely sealed off, and Jordan gets the rebound off to Cook.
That's what you like to see on the defensive board.
To Turner. Turner free throw line. Drives in. Kicks it off to Gronwald. Gronwald around the screen by Bowling. Nothing there, so he'll take his time. Now he'll take it underneath the basket and throw it away. He got caught in the triple team. Clark with it. Here comes Clark the other way. 2-point game, and he throws it away as he tried to get a pass underneath to Shauna. 20-18. Very physical game.
You know, really, I didn't realize it, but a very good crowd on here.
Yes,
you said that
crowd.
earlier, but there are not many empty seats over on that far side.
Vikings, we saw that at the William Penn game here. Good crowd. Here's Cook. Off to Bowling, hands it to Turner. Turner top of the key. Lemire will come back in at the next break. Underneath to Jordan, who dribbled it off his foot. Got that 16-size shoe in the way.
It got in the way that time.
Vallejo, top of the circle. 3, no good by Shauna. Vikings bring it the other way, leading by 2. Here's Cook streaking down the court, all the way to the rack for the layup. Nobody stopped the ball. 22-18.
How fast did Brian Cook get from one end of the floor to the other? He just blew by everybody that time.
22-18, his first bucket. Vikes' biggest lead, 4. Shawnath at the top of the key. Hands it off to Vallejo. Vallejo fakes the 3. Bowling won't let him pull the trigger. Now baseline. Shawnath is triple team. Fires it down the middle to Hatterley. He banks it in and was fouled. Leaned away, got the bank to go and was fouled.
That's 6 points for the big man, Christian Hatterley. And boy, talk about going up strong. He took somebody's arm about halfway to the basket with him, and that foul comes up that time on Carl Washington. That's his first, and that's only team foul number 3 on the Vikings. Benedictine has 7.
Hatterley will try to complete a 3-point play, and that ball bounds around, misses it. Lemire with a rebound. Lemire did a nice job of timing that rebound. Cook again drives left side, kicks it back out to Washington. Fires it to Gronwald off the hands of Robbie. Back to Gronwald, now underneath to Washington, and the big guy muscles his way in and scores. 24-20, Valley by 4 with 5 minutes to go in the half. He's a big wide body.
Yes, he is. He showed a nice soft touch on that shot.
Vallejo doesn't pull the trigger on that shot. Passing around the perimeter are the Ravens. Vallejo again doesn't pull the trigger. Hatterley out front to Clark. Clark back to Hatterley. Vikings really playing some pretty good defense right now. Clark drives inside, flips it up, no good, and it goes in. The ball hit the rim. Chad wanted a shot clock violation, but the ball hit the rim, and then Hatterley with an offensive putback, 24-23.
I think that did graze the rim.
Yeah,
I thought that was a good no call.
4:23 to go in the half. Gronwald has not scored in the contest. Cook almost walked with it. Gronwald top of the circle. Around to Lemire, long 3. Darrow hits one from the left wing. He has 5. 27-22, Valley by 5. 4 minutes to go in a very entertaining first half. Clark gives it back out to Shawnath. Shawnath lowers that shoulder, but I think they're going to call Rob with a foul.
Yeah, Robbie gets a call. You know, if you listen to the girls' game, you're thinking, well, what happened to the quarters here in the men's game? They do play 4 10-minute quarters on the ladies' side, but on the men's side, it's still the traditional 20-minute, 2 20-minute halves. So not the same set of rules for both the guys and the gals.
Well, they couldn't make all those changes for both. That would really confuse me. I'm confused enough with just the changes in the women's side. Glad you could be with us. Stretch Internet, also live stream tonight.
But the highlight of the night was when one of the officials in the women's game came over and asked our opinion on something.
Our opinion.
Yep.
Here's Vallejo, takes it all the way to the basket, missed it. It may have been partially blocked by Washington. Quickly to Lemire, 3:45 to go. Darrell, free throw line, stops the dribble. Back to Gronwald, fakes the 3. Gives it off now to Cook. Cook dribbles between the legs, lost it momentarily, picks it back up, back to Gronwald. 17 on the shot clock, 3:30 to go, first half. Remember the men's this year, just a 30-second shot clock. Here's Cook, bounces, drives it in the lane, flips it up off the front of the rim. Wow. Goes high for the rebound, puts it back up. He's stripped of the ball, and it's taken down by Norvilas.
How high did Darrell Lemire go for that offensive rebound? He missed the shot, but boy, he was up there in the rafters.
And now they call Lemire with a foul. I tell you, you get inside the lane, it is no place for the meek, is it?
No. And in Benedictine, both Benedictine and Missouri Valley play a very physical style of basketball.
Daquan Turner comes back in. Rob's going to come in. 3:13 to go in the half. 27-22 Valley. Vikings average 87 a game, give up 81. And Benedictine 72 points a game. They give up 69. So it looks like we're headed to that type of a score tonight.
In the first 2 conference games, the Vikings gave up an average of 99.5 a game, I think.
Wow.
And then average scoring 91 themselves.
Here's Vallejo. He launches a 3. Boy, that's a quick shot. You're right. He just turned, caught, and fired all in one motion. 27-25. Rob Burton has it down low. A little jump hook in the lane. Good for Robbie. And he is really having a good first half. He has a dozen. 29-25. 2:42 to go.
they need for the big guy to play like that. Hey, he's a senior. That's what he's got to do for this team.
Cutney back out to O'Connor. O'Connor working against Bowling. Bounce it down to the baseline. Ball loose, picked up by Turner. Turner 1-on-2. He gets by one defender, takes it all the way to the rack and has this one blocked out of bounds, and they're going to say a foul.
Well, I mean, Laquan Turner just blew right around Sean Fleming that time.
And they're going to call O'Connor with a foul, so Laquan will be at the free throw line to shoot a couple free throws. Vikes leading 29-25, 2:27 to go in the half.
Been a good first half.
At the break, we're going to go over the women's scores, some stats. I want to get Andy Polveretti in for a minute to talk a little bit about soccer. He's heading to Delray Beach on Friday morning. He has to go home and probably iron and find the swim trunks and probably put them away. But
you know, that would be tough to have to go to Florida this time of
Yep.
year. You know, it'd really be a sacrifice.
Second free throw by Turner is good, and it's 31-25, Valley by 6.
And Laquan Turner knocks down both free throws. Nice lift he gave the team off the bench there.
2:23 to go. Good game. Vallejo, top of the circle, swings it left side to O'Connor. Now they work it down to the baseline to Norvilas. Back to the free throw line. Here's an outside shot. This one is too strong. Groenwald with a rebound. Fleming missed that one. Off to Cook. Drives in. No look pass. Ooh, they called him for a walk. Well, I didn't see that. I thought Cook grabbed it and fired that pass. They're going to say he took an extra step in there somewhere.
I guess. I didn't. I'm like you. I did not see it either.
2:01 to go in the half. 18 fouls for Benedictine, 6 for the Vikings. So, and now a technical foul has been called on Brian Cook.
Well, we didn't need that.
No, I did not need that. Must have said something after the play.
That'd be Brian's second foul.
Second foul. So Vallejo will shoot the free throws. He has 3 points. And misses a free throw. That's probably unusual for him. We'll take a look at his numbers, but I'm sure Vallejo not used to missing too many free throws. And that second one was pure. Well, that was his first. He was 2 for 2 on the year, so he's now 3 for 4.
I don't think he's played that much so far, has he? I'm looking at their stats.
I don't think so.
Here. He's played 7 games. He's played in all 7 games.
But only average, it's 5.9 points a game.
He's a shooter.
May take a little while to adjust to this game plan. There's a good drive to the left side. Shot no good. Tip up no good. And this ball comes out to Vallejo right in front of us. As the tip by Norvias was no good. Now Fleming drives inside, puts up a shot. It won't go, but he was fouled on the drive. And this foul is going to be called on, let's see, Aaron Peterson, I think.
I'm going to say Joe Pesci made that call. I'm not sure what that referee's name is.
It looks like Joe Pesci.
Yeah, he did. Who had Joe Pesci? We had all kinds of celebrities refereeing these games, haven't we?
We've had Peter Kinder. We've had Al Sharpton.
Yeah.
Here's the free throw, and it's good by Fleming.
That last foul came up, I believe, on Aaron Peterson. Yeah. That's his first. He's into the Viking lineup. Fleming hits the first one.
1:40 to go in the first half. Very few stoppages of play here. And Fleming gets them both. He has 4. 31-28, 1:39 left. Brody Thompson into the contest, gives it off to Bowling. Bowling back to Groenwald, looking for his first points, and he takes a long 3 and missed it. And the rebound is pulled down by Hatterley. Hatterley off to, gives the ball off to Clark, who will walk it across as he takes a look over and gets some instructions from Ryan Moody. Into the corners, Fleming. Right side. Drives inside the lane with the left hand and takes it all the way across the lane and scores. Nice move. He has 6. Back to a 1-point game, 31-30 with 1 minute to go in the half.
That was good balance that time by Fleming.
Thompson off to Groenwald. Groenwald, free throw line, leans in, now gives it underneath to Jordan. Bowling up with the right hand, won't go. Ball loose in the lane, picked up by the Ravens, 43 seconds to go. And they'll walk it into the forecourt with Fleming. Fleming working against Brody Thompson. The Vikings were up by 5. Now it's a 1-point game. as Fleming hands it off to Clark. Free throw line extended right. Puts it on the floor. Back to Fleming. Fleming drives, stops, bump, puts up the shot, travel. There was contact, but they said it was incidental, and they said Fleming walked with it.
You know, both these teams play very hard. That's a tribute to both Coach Chad Lance and Coach Ryan Moody. Both teams very well coached and really give it all they got.
Remember 2 years ago here, the Benedictine won the conference, a late season win here. And last year, the Vikings in the conference semifinals went to Benedictine and won that game.
I'm just glad they no longer have a young man named Charlie Wallen.
Yeah.
They've got his younger brother, it looks like. He's not playing tonight, I don't think.
Here's Cook underneath the rob, and he loses the handle, has it knocked away with 1 second to go. Clark fires it toward the basket, hits the shot clock, rattles that a little bit, but we are at the break. Low scoring first half. What a good one, 31-30. Vikings with a 1-point lead. We'll be back with the scoring and much more coming up at the half in just a moment.
Welcome to the Maya and Miguel Challenge. Meet Maya in the game.
Oh, hi, I'm Maya.
Maya and her friends want you to get up and play, because it's always more fun to be active.
There's mountain biking, boating and fishing, mountain climbing and spelunking. Let's get started.
Get ready to take the Maya and Miguel Challenge.
Let's see.
Just go to letsmove.gov and look for Maya and Miguel. You'll find tons of fun activities that'll help keep you healthy and active. Muy activo. You can also check out healthy recipes to try with your family, play cool games, and get free downloads. So come hang out with Maya, Miguel, and the whole gang.
Go!
Remember, whether you play sports, run, dance, or jump in place, just get up and play at least an hour a day. And don't forget, eat healthy to be your best. Maya and Miguel will show you how at letsmove.gov. That's letsmove.gov. A message from the Ad Council and the Department of Health and Human Services.
Vikings lead by a single point at the half as we have some young ladies out dancing for our halftime entertainment. But we're busy. We have work to do. Joe, how about scoring in that first half?
Well, these are unofficial totals for the Vikings. A big first half for Robbie Burton. Robbie had 12 points, including 2 3-pointers from the head of the key. That's good to see the big guy do that. He's the only player in double figures. 6 points for Jordan Bowling. 4 of Jordan's coming from the free throw line. He was a perfect 4 out of 4 from the stripe. 5 points for Darryl Lemire. Darryl also knocked down a triple. 4 points off the bench for Carl Washington, then 2 points each for Brian Cook and Laquan Turner. Laquan hit those 2 free throws right near the end of the half.
Looks like Hatterley's leading the scoring for Benedictine. He had 8 points, and they really spread it up. Vallejo had 4, including 1 3-pointer. 6 points for Sean Fleming. Shaunath just had 3 points. 3 points for Clark. 3 for Eckert. He hit one of his threes that he cranked up there. And Norvilas has a triple. So that's it as far as the scoring is concerned for the Benedictine Ravens. The Vikings shot 47%, almost 48%. They were 10 out of 21. 28 shots for the Ravens. They were 11 out of 28, 39%. 3-point range, the Vikings 50%. Thank you very much, Rob Burton. They were 3 out of 6. And 4 out of 15, Joe's all from the outside for the Ravens. So they took a lot of threes and only 27% there. Free throws, 4 out of 7 for the Ravens. The Vikings a perfect 8 out of 8. And those 8 free throws, 6 of those came from Burton and Bowling. So your guys inside are knocking down the free throws.
They are. And, really, this is more of a Benedictine style of game. They, like we said, the Ravens only give up an average of 68 points a game. The Vikings, on the other hand, averaging 91 points a game in conference play, and I think upper 80s overall for the year. So I think the Vikings like the faster tempo a little better than Benedictine does, but Vikes have done a pretty good job hanging right with them on this slower style of play.
Both teams with 15 rebounds. Turnovers are even at 9, as you might expect in a 1-point game. So I don't know. There's some things I guess both coaches can talk about, but let's just hope they don't get hot from the outside shooting the basketball.
No, and Robbie Burton. Robbie had a big first half, and he's got to step up big. He did in the first half, and they need that from him. And, a good part of the Viking offense coming on the inside is Burton, Bowling, and Washington, 3 guys that play down low for the Vikings, had 22 of their 31 points.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about the women's statistics. We have a few more of those, and we have that complete scoreboard from the women's side tonight. We'll talk about it in 60 seconds.
Are you thinking about getting your GED diploma? Well, here at the GED Pep Talk Center, we've got a number of pep talks that can motivate you.
Sometimes things don't always turn out the way you want them to.
You know that feeling? People look at you and don't believe in you.
You want some gentle encouragement.
Then you're on your way to your GED diploma and a better life.
But I know you're probably just a little bit nervous.
You can find it in yourself to take that first step.
You can improve your future. You can do this. I know you can.
You need to start pushing yourself.
Now get your game face on and take the first step towards a better life. Hurry up. Don't make me repeat myself.
Whatever level of motivation you need to get your GED diploma, we've got a pep talk that's right for you. Call 1-877-38-YOUR-GED or visit yourged.org for your pep talk and find free GED classes in your area. GED is a registered trademark of the American Council on Education. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
We're back to Grover C. Redford Gymnasium. We do have all the women's scores now. We'll just go over all of those. CMU knocked off Culver tonight, 83-58. It was Peru over Graceland, 103-75. Benedictine won here tonight, 69-52. Baker over Evangel, 77-69. That was in Springfield. William Penn in Des Moines knocked off Grandview, 53-51. And it was Mid-America at home over Avila, 71-60. So Mid-America and CMU both 3-0 now in league play. Missouri Valley, Benedictine, Baker, and William Penn all 2-1. 1-2, Culver Stockton, Grandview, and Evangel, and Peru State. And then Avila and Graceland are both 0-3. So it's very early in the conference season. It would have been nice for the Vikes to get that one tonight, Joe, but well, you're in a tough part of the schedule. You have Benedictine and Baker back-to-back.
We'll have a tougher stretch of the schedule than this one this week. Benedictine tonight, and then on the road at Baker on Saturday. And then a week from Saturday, that'll be a big game down in Central Methodist. The Eagles under new head coach Mike Davis. They're playing very well right now.
In that women's game tonight, Benedictine shot 35% from the field, and the Vikings only shot 30%. And Tim Dixon, that's what he was talking about afterward, just the poor shooting. Rebounding, let's see, 31-27 in favor of Benedictine, but they had 17 offensive rebounds, Joe. That's a bunch, and they turned a lot of those into second chance points. So that was pretty important there.
Yeah, Benedictine, a big team inside. They had some good size overall, and they're a good basketball team. Their only loss was on the road, a 2-point loss to Culver Stockton. So I tell you, it's going to be a fun year. It's going to be a tough year. You're going to have to bring your A game every night to compete on both the men's and the women's side.
All right, we're going to take another break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about all-conference football. The Vikings well represented, especially in the South Division. We'll talk about that next.
Welcome back to the Dog Show. Up next, we have Satchmo. Satchmo is a member of the Shelter Pet Group.
That's right, a group known especially for their couch-snuggling, ball-chasing, face-licking, tail-wagging, backyard-hanging, and, of course, companionship.
And what breed would you say Satchmo is?
I'd have to go with maybe a lavish terrier-hound chihuahua-looking kind of mix.
Tremendous dog.
I'd also like to point out Satchmo's coloring, a white, gray, brown, black brindle, simply marvelous.
You know, it's such a treat to watch a dog like this.
Now, let's see him in action.
Look how he makes eye contact with his person.
That's actually known as the treat stare.
How intuitive. And now he appears to be excitedly turning in circles.
Ah, the happy dance, so common with this group.
And finally, the loving face lick.
It's great how he just gets in there and, well, licks.
Fantastic. But really, the best way to know an amazing shelter pet like Satchmo is to meet one.
Visit theshelterpetproject.org today. Adopt.
Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Well, Andy Polverenti joins us, the Sports Information Director. Exciting times going on in Florida with this soccer team, Andy. For the first time ever, the Viking men's soccer team in the national semifinals.
Yeah, it is exciting. They played a good game today. It was a rain-soaked game. They had 2 weather delays, but they really grabbed momentum from the start against Rocky Mountain earlier this afternoon and kind of put it away there at the end for a nice 3-0 win. And I'm sure they're excited. I know people here on campus are excited about it. Just 2 wins away from a possible national championship.
And the goals were scored by Raul Benet, Juan Carlos Harris, and Slaven Bascalo. And those are the 3 guys really have been scoring a lot. Now, I believe in the overtime it was Mark Heeman.
Yeah, Mark Heeman had a rocket from about 30 yards out that I think surprised the keeper for Viola, yeah. And it just snuck right underneath him. And, I mean, that was a heck of a way to win in overtime, your first win at the national site on a sudden death goal. So that was exciting.
And how about Albert Balcells, the Spaniard who's been in goal? I'll tell you, has he really been something down the stretch, hasn't he?
Yeah, 6 shutouts. Yeah, he's got 6 shutouts. He started 8 games since Christos injured his wrist about a month or so ago. But yeah, he's been a heck of a goalie for the Vikings. And I mean, when you're scoring 3 goals and you're getting shutouts, you're doing something right.
Well, the Vikings now are 22-1. That's 20 wins, 2 losses, and 1 tie. And they'll play number 1 seed Rio Grande, Ohio, 21-1, Friday at 3. You're heading down Friday. I know some other people are already down there, and the president's going and others as well as should. And I'll tell you what, you never know now what's going to happen. You have no idea now.
No. All you got to do is go out and play their game. I mean, they've been on a tear here in the national tournament, beating Mount Mercy the way that they did in the opening round, and then going and kind of persevering a little bit against Biola. But then today, taking a top 10 Rocky Mountain team and pretty much doing what they wanted to do for the entire match. And really, the conditions didn't really seem to affect our guys at all. I mean, they went out there and they played straight through it and did really well. So I'm anxious to see how they respond with the day off and going in Friday for that semifinal game.
In the other semifinal, we know one thing. There'll be another Heart of America Conference team as Mid-America Nazarene knocked off Davenport, Michigan, I believe the defending national champs, 1-0. So the Pioneers are in, and they'll take on either Columbia College or Lindenwood Belleville. So there's going to be a lot of Midwest Missouri flavor, Missouri-Kansas flavor in the championship game one way or the other.
Yeah, AMC is guaranteed to have a team in the semifinal, and hopefully it'll be an all Heart of America national championship match. That'll be quite the scene, I'm sure, and it'll be exciting. And hopefully, the Vikings have a tough task ahead of them with the number 1 overall seed. But like the way they've been playing since the conference tournament started, they've really kind of taken things up a notch.
Now, one of the wins in the conference tournament was over Mid-America Nazarene. How did they do in the regular season? I don't remember.
The Vikings, I believe we beat them 1-0 at home.
1-0 at home, and then won that game. Was it 3-0?
Yeah, it was 3-0.
In the conference tournament.
Yeah, if I remember right, we scored 2 goals late in the match to kind of put the thing away.
Yeah. So anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun. The Vikings play next at 3 o'clock our time.
Yeah.
In one of the semifinals, and if they win that, the championship match is Saturday at 4, Delray Beach, Florida. You'll be there, and hopefully you'll be there for 2 matches.
I hope so. I mean, that'll be quite the treat if they pull off the win on Friday and then get to play for that national championship on Saturday.
And congratulations to the Benedictine women as they represent the conference. They defeated Mobile, Alabama 2-1 in double overtime. Liz Enna had the winning goal today. The Ravens will now play number 1 Lindsey Wilson Friday at 11. And in volleyball, Mid-America Nazarene Evangel and then Columbia College are all competing. Pool play through tomorrow. So there's a lot happening with our teams in this area.
Yeah, definitely for sure. A lot of championships going on right now.
You have fun in Florida. I was thinking about going. Just have too much to do. We're going to go to Baker on Saturday. But
that's right, yeah.
You have fun and have fun out there.
Oh, I will. I'll have fun for you.
All right. Yeah, you have fun for me. Okay. But it will be a lot of fun. Thanks, Andy, for stopping by. A couple of minutes away from the start of the second half. And we do have some of our football players also were named to some all-conference teams. Now, remember, with the North and the South Division this year, a little bit different. They had a South Division team, they had a North Division team, and then they had an all-division team. And 2 of the Vikings made the all-division first team, sophomore Kyraton Kilgore and linebacker Jacob King. Kilgore led the Vikings in tackles with 73, tackles for loss and sacks. And King was second on the team in tackles, fifth in tackles for loss. So Kyraton and Jacob both first team all division. So congratulations. I think they probably were the two that would deserve that award.
Yeah, they really both played well, and both will be back next year. So that's good to see.
Here are the other South Division first team offensive honors. Sophomore wide receiver Dorian Stannard, senior offensive lineman Zavon Moore, senior offensive lineman Zach Gibson, running back Elliot Hawkins, and Desi Villanueva, the punter, all made first team South. And the two Vikings were chosen to the all-division second team. Junior wide receiver Jakari Johnson and offensive lineman Mike Davis made the all-division team there. So wanted to talk about those. A couple of second team South Division. Diedrich Allen, a linebacker, or rather defensive lineman. Marky Beltram, a linebacker. Sophomore defensive back Terrence Hollins-White, and senior Ricky Fuentes. I think you could have named him anywhere, a special team or wherever, but he was chosen to the second team as a punt returner. And so those are some of the Vikings who made all conference and got some honors in football.
You know, it'd be hard to pick a most valuable player off this Viking team. They had a lot of guys that did very well, but I thought special mention needs to go to Elliot Hawkins. The reason why I say that, there are a couple games in the middle of the year where the offense was struggling, and Elliott put the team on his back. And really got the running game going. I know the offensive line opened some nice holes, but we just saw him improve so much from the first of the year to the middle and the end of the year. And then, of course, he had that season-ending knee injury early in the Baker game. But I just thought there were times he stepped up and really took charge.
Yep. All right, here we go. Second half. Good ball game. 31-30 Vikings with the ball. And here's Joel.
Okay, good game the first half. 31-30. Vikings lead by 1 point here at home. Vikings trying to get their first conference win. Benedictine 6-1 overall. And 1-1 in conference play, and just like that, the Vikings get the ball down low. Jordan Bowling, we call him Jobo. Jobo gets down inside, lays it in. He's got 8. Vikings extend the lead to 3. C.J. Vallejo picked up outside by Gronewald. Now down to Shauna. The left-hander puts up a 15-foot shot on the left wing, missed it. Nice rebound, Ravi Burton. Vikes want to run it. Cook. Ravi, another 3. Got it! Hey, give me the ball. I'm on fire tonight. That's 15 points. That's the third triple from the big senior out of St. John's, Antigua.
Good start, 5-0 run to start it.
Vallejo outside, comes around a screen, now gives it outside, almost loses it. Fleming does. Fleming guarded by Darryl Lemire, spins into the paint with a left-hand dribble, flipped it up, had it blocked by Jordan Bowling, but they're going to call a foul on Jordan, and that'll be his second. As apparently he got a little bit of arm on that drive by Sean Fleming. And that'll put Fleming on the line for 2 shots here.
And Bowling picked up his second foul.
Sean Fleming, a senior out of Dayton, Ohio. He'll have 2 right here. First shot is good. So give Fleming 7 points in the game. He'll have 1 more as he'll try to pull Benedictine within 4. Just underway here in the second half. Benedictine won the opener, the ladies' game. Fleming missed the second one, but the rebound comes right back to him.
Good job. I don't know who it was, tipped it away.
Now a nice steal. Cook goes in and lays it in. So Brian Cook gets out ahead of the pack. Good steal, lays it in. And the Vikings out to 7 point. That might be their biggest lead of the game, Ken. I think it is.
I think it is. Now you've got, let's just keep it going here for a while. Let's build this thing up.
Vallejo hands to Vaquan Clark. Clark drives in. Nice take that time as Clark was right down Main Street, flips it off the glass and in. He's got 5, make it a 5-point game. 18.5 minutes left to play in regulation. Lemire, jump shot by Darryl. This one rolls off the front of the rim and out. Hatterley with the rebound. Fleming tries to go around Ravi. The big guy cuts him off. Deep 3 by Shauna. Got it. You could see that one was right in front of us. You could see he had good rotation, and that one goes down for Jake Shauna, who averages 14.9 points a game. He's been held to 6, but that pulls Benedictine within 2.
Yeah, he took his time, was wide open, set the feet, and boy, he nailed it.
Burton to Cook on the right wing. Head of the key to Gronewald. Got to get Brody going here in the second half. Bounce pass to Burton. Ravi, another 3. This one comes up a little bit short. That's okay. He's hit 3. Let him take another one. Clark Outside to Fleming. Vikes in a man-to-man defense. Now Fleming will back it out between the circles, set the offense. Shaunath for the lead. Got it. So Jake Shaunath buries his second straight triple. That's his third in the game. And boy, Benedictine on an 8-0 run right now. And Coach Chad Lance wants a timeout. So 2 back-to-back threes by Jake Shaunath. Sandwiched around a layup by Vaquan Clark has given the Benedictine Ravens a 1-point lead with 17-14 left to play in the game.
What did I say? It was a 7-point lead. I said you got to keep it going, and all of a sudden that was it. The Vikings didn't score another point. It was 38-31. And thank you, Mr. Shaunath, as all of a sudden that lead is gone, and the Ravens back on top. That's the kind of team they are. They are a half-court team, and they'll play their half-court offense, and they've got some good shooters on that club.
Kent, I want to say hi tonight. One of the freshmen on the Viking team, Taylor Filbert. Taylor played his high school ball, I think, in Kansas City, Kansas. But his parents, Brent and Maggie Filbert, they came up and said hi to me up at Graceland, said they enjoyed hearing us broadcast. They listened to most of our games. Brett, Taylor's dad, stationed out in Arlington, Virginia, I believe. But they said they tune in. They're very nice people. And Brent and Maggie, thanks for coming up and saying hi. We wanted to give a shout-out to you this evening. Okay. Benedictine's regained a 1-point lead. Grodewald. This one comes up short. Nice offensive rebound. Robbie Burton missed it, got the next one and put it in. The third time's the charm. The first shot missed by Grodewald. Burton got the rebound, missed the shot, but got the second carry and put it back in. And boy, what a game Robbie Burton's having tonight. I've got him at 17 points in the game, and he'll have a chance to complete the three-point play right here. And if he does, he'll give the Vikings a 2-point lead. Rob's free throw's perfect. So put the team on your back, big guy. You're doing a good job. Just under 17 minutes to play. It's 41-39, Missouri Valley. Lemire guards Fleming. Now Shaunath down the baseline. 3 by Vallejo out of the corner. Missed it. Nice rebound by Carl Washington, who checked in for Valley. Brian Cook quickly across the timeline. Wrap around into Robbie. Robbie up again, left this one short. And now losing the ball out of bounds. Shaunath had a hand on it but couldn't corral it and loses it out of bounds. So the ball will stay on the Vikings' end with the Vikings. 16 and a half minutes left to play.
Valley has to keep going in there because Robbie can just get up higher than the guys from Benedictine can. Just keep putting it in
They
there.
don't have, what's the big guy's name? Messersmith they had last. Oh, and there's a pass inside. It's Darryl Lemire. Darryl cuts right down the left block, gets the pass, and lays it in. Bucket and one, a chance for Lemire to complete the three-point play.
Darryl was, as a freshman last year, didn't play a lot of minutes, but you could tell he really has some talent. He's going to be a big part of this team this year and heading down the stretch.
Remember that Jalen Messersmith last year, the big shot blocker for Benedictine?
Yep, he was a good one.
He altered everybody's game in the paint. All right, Lemire missed the free throw, but he got the bucket. Vikes go back up by 4. Now they're on a 5-0 run. Clark splits a double team, flips up a left-hand shot, no good. And Cook comes away with the rebound. Byron quickly into the forecourt. Flips the shot up, blocked, I think partially blocked by Clark out of bounds.
Clark let him go by and just kind of knocked that one away. But the Vikings still have 22 seconds on the shot clock, and they'll inbound underneath.
I tell you give Brian Cook any kind of an opening at all, he's going to take that ball right down the lane. He's very good at penetrating off the dribble. There's a backdoor play to Lemire. Missed the shot, but he got fouled. And that's the same play the Vikes ran just a minute ago as they break Darryl Lemire off a pick on the left side. Missed the layup, but draws the 2-shot foul, and that foul is going to come up on Fleming. That'll be his first.
Well, they've run that play several times tonight, and it's worked.
Darryl Lemire, a sophomore out of Manor, Texas, knocks down the first one. He's 1 out of 2 from the line tonight as Jake Fletcher. Jake, the junior out of Republic, gets set to check in for the Vikings. Lemire will have one more. He'll try to give the Vikings a 6-point lead, and he does. So Lemire knocks down both free throws, 45-39. Boy, the Vikings ahead by 7. Benedictine goes on an 8-0 run to take the lead. Now the Vikings on about a 7-0 run right now. They've regained a 6-point lead. Now Hatterley back outside to Clark. Fleming, guarded by Cook, comes around the screen, head of the key. There's a deep three by Fleming, got it. Boy, Sean Fleming went up, came right around a big screen by Jake Schott at that time and buried the three, and Fleming in double figures now with 10. Washington almost loses a handle but saves it. Right wing to Cook. Bryan backs it out between the circles, gets it to Fletch on the right wing. Fletch hands back to Gronwald. Gronwald needs to get one here. Fletcher drives inside. Fletch flips it up hard. Missed it. Got the offensive rebound. Now Burton gets it. Robbie leaves it short. Burton gets it again. Boy, the big guy's doing a great job on the boards right now, Ken.
He is working as hard as anybody. A good job. Kicked it back out to Cook. Vikings reset.
Robbie on the left wing to Gronwald. Gronwald goes baseline. Flips it up. Got it. And it's hard to believe, but that's Brody Gronwald's first bucket of the game. He averages 17.6 points a game, gets that layup, and extends the Viking lead back to 5. Vikes need to keep playing on the defensive end. They're doing a good job right now. Vallejo outside. Vallejo, left-hand dribble, comes around a screen, now goes baseline. Outside to Clark, good ball movement, baseline. Fleming throws up a runner and got it. So the Ravens do a good job whipping a ball around the outside. They get it to Sean Fleming on the baseline, and he finishes with a runner. Hook shot inside by Carl Washington, misses for the Vikings.
Don't mind that shot. Looked good.
That's
Just didn't go down.
Penetration. It's a three-point game. Deep three for the tie by Fleming. No good. Rebound out to Gronwald. Gronwald quickly into the paint. Flips it up, left it short. Now Hatterley. Hatterley has it knocked out of bounds by one of the Vikings, so it will be Benedictine's ball. 13 minutes and 54 seconds left to play in regulation. 47-44, the Vikings lead. They led by 1 at halftime. Lead by 3 right now.
Norvelis comes back in. And remember, the Ravens are doing this without their leading scorer, John Harris, a 6'2 senior who's out with a leg injury.
Jordan Bowling back into the Missouri Valley lineup. Eckert gives it on the right side to Shauna. Thinks about a three. Now dribbles the left hand into the paint. Now hands it back out to Fleming. Shauna launches a three for the tie. This one rolls around the rim and comes out. And Darryl Lemire skies for the rebound. Vikes will set the half-court offense. Now Coach Chad Lance doesn't like something he sees and calls a timeout. So just under 13 and a half minutes left to play in this one. Missouri Valley leads it 47-44 in a seesaw game.
I remember Chad was yelling for that timeout, and the official standing right there, but he can't call the timeout when there is live action. So one of his players on the court had to call that timeout. He can stand there and scream all he wants.
Yeah.
And this year, and if his players don't call timeout during a live ball, the officials do not recognize it.
Joe Pesci would not acknowledge Chad Lance, would he?
So he had to wait for one of the players to actually give the timeout signal. That's a new rule in men's basketball this year. 47-44, good ball game. Vikings got to Baker on Saturday. And then CMU. This will be our final live stream, video stream of 2015. We'll be back, of course, with a lot of basketball in 2016. And how about the job that Chaz Maddie and all the television production students do with the video streaming this year? It's the best in the conference by far. By far.
And we hope you fans can tolerate listening to us, but we know you enjoy watching the game on the screen. It just brings it to life when they have the live stream video and you can watch. You can watch the game. So
they do an excellent job.
Yeah, they do. Chaz and the crew does a great job. All right, we're back to action. 13 minutes and 21 seconds left to play. 47-44. The Vikings have the lead and the ball right now. Brian Cook, Darryl Lemire, Jake Fletcher, Jordan Bowling, and Carl Washington, the 5 on the floor from Missouri Valley. And the jump shot by Bowling kicks off the back of the rim. Shaunath gets the rebound. Benedictine out of Atchison, Kansas. Norvelis inside, double team. Back out, head of the key to Eckert. Eckert guarded out there by Carl Washington. Fleming, bounce pass into Norvelis, and he's fouled by Jake Fletcher.
Jake thought he got all ball, but I guess not.
A little bit of a pick and roll right that time as Norvelis made the pass and cut to the bucket. He's whacked on the arm by the junior out of Republic, Jake Fletcher, and that'll put Norvilis on the line for 2 shots. Justice Norvilis, he's a junior out of Turaj, Lithuania. I'm sure I didn't pronounce that name right. Turaj, something. But nonetheless, he misses the first free throw.
Misses the first free throw.
Norvilis missed them both. So the Vikings dodge a bullet there. It's still a 3-point game. Vikes on top. Brian Cook. Deep three by Fletcher. This one hits the front of the rim, but another offensive rebound by Ravi Burton. Boy, the big guy's doing the job again tonight. Left wing Cook, head of the key Fletch, right wing Lemire. Inside, up and in. They get the ball to Ravi. Ravi lays it in. Great penetration and great pass by Daryl Lemire. And give Ravi Burton a 20-point game for Ravi Burton. Ooh, big offensive rebound for Norvilis that time. Now stolen by Cook. Here comes Brian. Got it. And I'll tell you, Brian Cook looked like a defensive back in football. Just laid back and waited for that pass. Got the pass, took it full stride, and there was going to be no denying the sophomore out of Fort Worth, Texas on that one.
Yeah, when he came across the lane, he was at full speed, and he stuck in that passing lane, and it was over. In fact, a couple of Ravens just gave up on it. They said, we can't catch him, and he laid it in. Back to a 7-point lead. That matches the Vikings' largest lead of the game.
You see those good defensive backs in football do that. They lay back about 2 steps off the receiver, and as soon as that ball is released, there they go, and that's exactly what Brian Cook did that time.
Good job by him, and the Vikings have been exploded. Again, 12 minutes to go, up by 7. Ravi Burton having a big night. He's at 20 points tonight.
And Ravi only averaging 14.9 points a game. I would say he's got to average 17, 18 points a game, and he's got to get 12, 13 rebounds. You know?
That would be an average. That should be an average game for him this year.
He's he's been a starter around here for several years.
He's a good one. James Lane, Brad Hamilton, both grad assistants, both here with the Viking program. Andre Scott.
James Lane came
plus.
up and asked us at halftime if he could play in the second half, and we said, go ahead,
I
big
think
guy.
Ryan Moody would recognize that.
So
he was a one heck of a player.
Once James shot that little hook inside, he'd know who that was. All right, there's another steal, this time by Daryl Lemire, and Lemire's fouled on the drive. Nice job by the sophomore out of Manor, Texas, Daryl Lemire. As the Vikings have gotten steals on back-to-back possessions, Lemire can't finish, but he's fouled on the shot. And that foul is going to come up on Austin Eckert, so that'll put Daryl Lemire on the line for 2 shots right now. Daryl is 2 out of 3 thus far in the game, make it 3 out of 4. I've got Daryl in double figures now with 10 points. Second shot by the sophomore, this one lips out.
And a foul on one of the Benedictine players.
I think somebody fouled Aaron Peterson. I think Aaron Peterson's in the lineup. He went hard to the glass. He's a junior out of New Boston, Texas. And somebody whacked him in the back of the head, I think, and it looks like that's going to come up on Adam Cutney. That's his second foul. That's only team foul number 5 on Benedictine, so it'll be a non-shooting foul. Vikes will inbound with Brody Thompson to send it in.
Casey Simmons, Viking trainer, going down to check on Cutney. He might have a cut on his head. I think they might have banged heads.
Gronwald goes to the baseline, now spins down the baseline with a left-hand dribble, and they're going to say either he put the ball or the foot. Something hit the baseline on the left end, so that's a turnover for the Vikings. As Laquan Turner comes back into the lineup, Daryl Lemire, who just knocked down a couple of free throws, will take the seat for the Vikings. 52-44, 11 minutes and 46 seconds left to play in the game. Vikings trying to win their first conference game of the year. Had a couple good games over the break down in the Central Methodist Classic. Won a couple games down there. Oh, now they get it inside to Cutney, but the ball knocked away.
Peterson knocked it away.
Good defense by the Vikings that time. Now Brody Thompson says, let's slow it up, run some offense. Brody, head of the key to Peterson. Lob down to Rav. Got it! Great pass that time by Aaron Peterson as he lobbed it right over top to the big guy, Ravi Burton. Give Ravi 22 in the game. Biggest lead of the game for the Vikings, a double-digit 10-point lead.
11 minutes to go.
O'Connor. Down low to Nervilas. O'Connor launches a three, head of the key. This one won't go. Good hustle that time by Laquan Turner to get the rebound. Laquan goes in, throws it up, and he's fouled.
So guess what? The Vikings saying we're going to control the pace, and I mean they're going helter-skelter right now, and so far it's working. Laquan may have slightly sprained an ankle or something there, but he's limping to the free throw line.
Brian Cook, then Darryl Lemaire, and that time Laquan Turner all got balls in the backcourt, took them length of the floor, went right at the Benedictine defense, and Laquan draws the two-shot foul so he could give the Vikings, he could extend this 10-point lead here. First shot by Turner, no good. Laquan Turner is a junior out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He'll have one more shot here. 2 points on the night. He's 2 out of 3 from the line. Now somebody stepped into the lane.
Turner had the ball and he stepped on the line.
He stepped over the line. So it looks like Laquan shaken up now. He comes limping off the floor. So Laquan technically misses both free throws. So Benedictine gets it back. They're still only down by 10. Nervilas back out to Eckert. Eckert will back it out, reset the offense. Clark likes that zone right now. Down to Cudney. Cudney shot blocked. I think that was Darryl Lemaire that got it. Deep three by Gronwald. No good. But a good hustle that time. Good hustle by Darryl Lemaire to save that when he gets it out to Brody Thompson. So Mike's playing well on both ends of the court right now, Ken.
Ball didn't hit the rim, so down to 15 on the shot clock.
Thompson, right wing Lemaire. Lemaire to Burton. Robbie slams it home. Robbie slams one and the crowd goes crazy as Robbie Burton got a pass and slammed it in the bucket. And I think Coach Ryan Moody wants a timeout. And boy, I mean, this place is starting to erupt right now as Robbie Burton and then the Viking whole team out on the floor as official tries to get him back near the bench. I mean, Robbie Burton broke down that right baseline, got a pass, and I mean, that was a big-time slam.
And there was a guy
there.
went up with him. I didn't know who it was. He just took it right over the top, 56-44. He is playing like a man possessed right now.
24 points. I've got Robbie. You might have something different. I've got him for 24 in the game.
He has a bunch. I know that.
Boy, I mean, this place erupted when he hit that jam. And if Ryan Moody, head coach of Benedictine, has probably never taken a wiser timeout than he did just then to get things settled down because the Vikings have their biggest lead of the game. They lead at 56-44 with 9:59 left to play.
And give credit to Chad Lance. He has his team playing at the pace the Vikings want to play, not the pace that Benedictine. I said the first half, the pace was Benedictine. This second half, it's been a Viking pace game.
I mean, the Vikings, the last 3 times they've gotten the ball in the backcourt, they've raced into the forecourt, and they've gotten either a basket or a 2-shot foul each time. All right, for the Vikings, it'll be Gronwald, Brody Thompson, Burton, Aaron Peterson, and Darryl Lemaire. Those are the 5 on the floor for the Missouri Valley Vikings with just under 10 minutes to play in this one. New player in the game for Benedictine, that's Nathan Stacy. He's a junior out of Shawnee, Kansas. First time we've seen him in the game for Benedictine. Fleming, guarded by Brody Thompson. Now Fleming bounces it off his leg out of bounds, so good defense by Brody. Brody, the senior out of Republic, forces the turnover. And with 9:45 left, a 12-point lead, the Vikings get it back again.
The Vikings have this team a little rattled right now. Let's see if we can just take advantage of that and go on another run here.
Brody walks it across the timeline, hands to Darryl Lemaire. Lemaire down the middle, had it knocked away by Nervilas, but Brody gets it back. Lemaire launches a 3 off the right side. It's good, but I think they're going to call a foul underneath. I think somebody bumped into Aaron Peterson, and I'm thinking that foul occurred before the shot. Darryl Lemaire buried the 3, but there was a little shoving underneath, and the foul's going to come up on Norvillis, that'll be his third foul, and that will put Aaron Peterson, the junior out of New Boston, Texas, on the line for a 1-and-1, and Aaron misses the first one.
Vikings have done a great job from the line tonight, but Peterson couldn't hit that one.
Still a 12-point Viking lead. Lob inside. Oh, good ball movement. Good ball movement that time. The ball, that's going to be goaltending on Ravi Burton. The ball went in anyway as they got it down low to Nervillis, and he laid it in. Ravi whacked his head on the floor. I hope he's okay.
Yeah, he blocked the shot that went in anyway, but it would have been goaltending had it not gone in. And Peterson's going to come out. Jordan Bowling's back into the contest.
Peterson, a good job the minutes he was in there. So Bowling, Jobo back in the game. Hope his family doesn't mind me calling him Jobo.
Well, if they do, they'll let you know.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. All right, Gronwald. Now Gronwald loses it, but Brody Thompson, Johnny on the spot to pick it up. Lemire, right wing, Burton. Ravi thought about another three, but wisely passed it back, head of the key. Bowling to Gronwald. Oh, nice pass into Burton. He missed the layup. Got the rebound and got fouled. Great pass that time by Brody Gronwald as Brody faked the three, then whipped it into the lane to Ravi Burton. Ravi missed the first shot, but got yet another offensive rebound. He'll be back on the line for two shots as that foul comes up on Nathan Stacy. Boy, the big guy's having a game tonight.
Is he ever?
First shot, good.
He's 4 for 4 from the line, too.
Yep. 25 points in the game. Ravi to try to make it 26. Good, got them both. So once again, it's a 12-point lead. 8:44 left to play. Vikes will be back in action. We'll be on the road on Saturday. The men and women will head out to Baldwin City, Kansas to take on the Baker University Wildcats. Deep three by Eckert. Good. Austin Eckert buries a three. That's his second triple of the game. Makes it a 9-point game. 8:20 left. Lemire, left wing to Jake Fletcher, who's checked back in. Fletch gets it down to Ravi. Good ball movement by the Vikings. Lemire thinks about a three. Instead, back to Brody. Brody's three, no good. Rebound, Eckert. Vikes good ball movement.
Yep.
Brody Thompson got a good look from beyond the arc, but his shot hit the back of the rim. So Benedictines cut it down to a single-digit game. Now Hatterley, who's back in, goes over the top of Burton, and Ravi's going to get whistled with a foul there. As a good spin move by Christian Hatterley down on the low block, and he'll be on the line for two shots.
I have a couple scores for you. These are all halftime scores. Mid-America over Avila 49-34. Evangel 40-36 over Baker, and Culver Stockton leading CMU 48-39. And it was Peru 41-37 over Graceland. Those are halftime scores.
Hatterley misses the first free throw. He'll have one more. Christian Hatterley is a sophomore out of Omaha, Nebraska. Stands 6'7", knocks down the second one. So Hatterley's got 9 points. That's his first point of the second half. Vikes with the ball again. Good ball movement outside. Lemire wrap around into Ravi. Ravi squares up on Hatterley. Gets it over to Fletch. Lemire down the baseline. Had it knocked away, but I think they're going to call a foul. Is that Hatterley? Yeah, I think Hatterley gets a foul as he grabs hold of Daryl Lemire. Daryl driving down the right side, and Hatterley picks up his second foul.
Yeah, that could have gone either way. They called it on Hatterley, so that puts Darrell at the free throw line. And let's see if he can knock these down.
Darrell's had a good night at the line. I've got him at 3 out of 6, I guess. 3 out of 5. He's got 10 points in the game. He'll have 2 shots here. That's the 9th team foul on Benedictine. So with 7:28 left to play, the Vikes, all their fouls will be 2-shot fouls from here on. I guess this one was a 1-and-1 as Lemire missed it. So Darrell, 3 out of 6 now. Still an 8-point game. Fleming Comes around a screen. Back out, head of the key to Shauna. Wrap around into Hatterley. That's going to be a foul on Jordan Bowling as Joe Bow reaches around the back of Hatterley. That's going to be Jordan's third foul. That's only the fourth team foul of the half on the Vikings. So Benedictine still 3 fouls away from being in the 1-and-1 as Carl Washington comes back in. Jordan Bowling takes a seat.
Well, the Vikings have to get that offense going again. They haven't scored the last few trips.
Ooh, good job. Good defense by Fletcher. Jake almost gets a steal, but Sean Fleming runs it down for Benedictine. Fleming fakes a 3, now spins it back outside. Had it knocked away, but Shaunath pulls up for a deep 3. This one misses. Good offensive tip that time by Hatterley as he gets it back outside. Now Shaunath, where the runner inside missed. And Hatterley, boy, Hatterley's a demon on the boards right now.
Just knocked, he couldn't get to it, he just tipped it out.
He's tipped 2 straight rebounds, offensive rebounds back out to one of his teammates. And now there's a foul on the baseline against Carl Washington as he grabs hold of Austin Eckert. Again, that's only team foul number 5 on the Vikings, so it'll be Benedictine ball out of bounds as Brody Gronewald and Laquan Turner come back into the Viking lineup. Lemire and Jake Fletcher will take a seat.
6:35 to go. Vikings need to find a way to hang on to this one.
Vikes lead by 8 here at home, trying to get their first conference win. There's a 3 out of the corner by Eckert, no good. Good offensive rebound once again for Benedictine. That was Stacy that time. Another 3 misses. This 3 missed by Fleming. And now finally, Laquan Turner comes out of there with it. So, boy, it just seemed like Benedictine had rebound after rebound, shot after shot, and the Vikings dodge a big bullet right there.
Hatterley, I tell you, Hatterley's smart in there. If he can't get the ball, he just tips it. And it very effective with that. Now, looks like Peterson's going to check back in.
This should be a 2-shot foul situation for Laquan Turner. Turner 2 out of 3 tonight, I believe. First shot good. 2 out of 4, excuse me. Now he's 3 out of 5 as he knocks down the first one. He can make it a double-digit lead again if Laquan can knock down this second charity toss as Ravi Burton gets a well-deserved rest.
Hope he's not going to be out there too long. A couple of minutes and he'll be back in there.
Second shot by Turner's good. So Laquan gets both of them. It's a 10-point game. 6:22 left to play. I guess 9 points. 9-point game. I thought we were ahead by 8, but now they only have us up by 9. So
yeah, I think you got to check that. Yeah, I got to check that.
Yeah, there you go. Yes. Now we're up by 10. I thought we were up by 10. Eckert hands to Shaunath. Shaunath on the block to Hatterley. Hatterley drives on Washington. Good D by Carl to cut him off. Now Eckert spins down Main Street and lays it in. Good body control that time by Austin Eckert. Lost the ball, got it back, flipped it in. Now Benedictine gets a steal. So it's an 8-point game. Vikes a little sluggish on offense at the moment. Deep 3 by Eckert. Good. Boy, Austin Eckert's giving this team a lift. As Austin Eckert buries his 3rd triple of the game, he scored the last 5 points for Benedictine, and just like that, what was a 10-point game just 30 seconds ago, thanks to 2 Austin Eckert baskets, is now a 5-point Viking lead, 5.5 minutes left.
Yep, had the basket, and then the Vikings with an unforced turnover, and Eckert made him pay, and with that 3-point shot now, still a long way to go in this one. 60-55 Valley, 5:35. Vikings need to get that conference win. So this next 5 minutes, this next 2 or 3 minutes going to be very important in this game.
I think Coach Chad Lance took that timeout. I'm not sure, but it was good. If he did, it was a very good timeout.
Calm everybody down. Robbie Burton has had his break. He's back on the floor along with Carl Washington's out there, Gronewald, Turner, and Cook. That's the lineup for the Vikings. 5:35 left.
All right, it's Viking ball. 60-55. And Benedictine applies the pressure. C.J. Vallejo back in the lineup. Brian Cook walks it across the timeline. Gets it to Laquan. Turner on the right wing to Gronewald. We could use a couple of his threes right now. Gronewald drives back out to Turner. His 3 in the air. Got it. Laquan Turner knocks down a 3. Good penetration by Gronwald. He got it to Laquan on the left wing, and Laquan buries a three. That's his first basket of the game. He's got 7 points altogether. Another three by Eckert. No good this time. And Laquan, Turner goes high for the rebound.
Let's see if the Vikings start working a little clock here.
Big three by Laquan
Yes,
Turner
it
to
was.
stretch that 5-point game back to 8. Washington, lob inside for Burton. Underneath, good. Great pass that time by Carl Washington. He goes over the top of the defense, gets it to Ravi Burton. 28 points for the big guy. 5 straight for the Vikings.
Now play some defense.
Clark spins inside. Vaquan Clark gets his second basket of the half. Give him 7 points in the game to make it an 8-point Viking lead. 4:15 left in the game.
Well, you're trying to hold on. That seems like there's 12 minutes left on the
It can
clock.
be. It feels like it. Now Cook with the left-hand shot. No good. Shawnath with the rebound for the Ravens. This Benedictine team's only lost 1 game. They lost Culver Stockton. Ooh, and there's a three out of the corner by Vallejo. You did not want to let him get hot. I've seen him get hot before. And he buries that three from the baseline. And once again, it's a 5-point game. And once again, Coach Chad Lance calls a timeout. So 3 minutes and 51 seconds left to play. Missouri Valley 65, Benedictine 60.
All right, we do have one final. I guess CMU did come back to beat Culver 90-84. That's the only final we have. So CMU is now 2-1.
Where was that game played?
That was at Fayette.
Fayette, okay.
And Culver falls to 2-1. So that's the only final that we have right now on the men's side.
I tell you, it's going to be a dogfight every night in this conference.
Well, I don't think there's any question about that. Yeah, 90-84 was that final. So a high-scoring game tonight in Fayette. There's some good games. Benedictine here, of course. Baker at Evangel, William Penn at Grandview, Avila at Mid-America, Graceland at Peru. That's the schedule for tonight.
Don't know much about Grandview.
Nope. They 0-2 and 5-2 overall, but 0-2 in the league coming into play tonight.
I think Peru State, they had some athletes last year, and I think a lot of those guys are back for that team.
And we have another score in now. Peru beat Graceland 81-70.
Is that Graceland's first conference loss?
For Graceland, they're now 2-1, and Peru is, let's see, Peru's 2-1. Everybody's 2-1 right now. It's 4 teams at 2-1.
Well, the Vikes need to win this one, no doubt about it. 3:48 left to play. They've got the ball. Left wing Turner. Now there's a foul, a shoving foul underneath. Somebody, I think, threw an elbow into Brody Gronwald. I think they're going to call that on Hatterley, I believe. They're going to say Hatterley, I think, shoved Brody Gronwald. Hatterley doesn't like the call, but we do. That's his 3rd foul.
Ryan Moody didn't like the call either, but he didn't get to make it. Here's Gronwald. Let's see if Brody can knock these down.
Brody got the first one. Brody averages 17.6 points a game. That's his 3rd point of the game, first free throw. He'll have one more to try to extend the lead back to 7. And this one pinballs out on him. So the lead stays at 6, still a 2-possession game with 3.5 to go. Eckert, Vikes in that, Vikes look like they're in the man.
Yeah, playing a man right now.
Clark, yo-yos down the middle, had it swatted, knocked away. And Hatterley tried to tip it, instead he got it to Gronwald. Gronwald goes around, Shawnath missed the shot, but the big guy there to tip it in. And I believe that's 30 points for Ravi Burton. I don't have it officially. I'll look and see, but boy, I think the big guy's got 30 now.
That was hustle, the race down court to get that missed shot.
And there's a three by Shawnath. Just barely trickles the net as Jake Shawnath knocks down his 4th triple of the game. He's got 12 points. It's a 5-point game once again.
Yeah. Vikings just can't get over the hump.
No.
Do you think they're going a little run and Shawnath or somebody knocks one down?
Do you think Coach Ryan Moody knows who Ravi Burton is?
I think he does, yeah. And he played great against them last year.
Yeah, he did, and especially in that playoff game. Gronwald, a runner inside. Got it! And timeout. Coach Chad Lance takes a timeout as Brody Gronwald runs into the lane and flips it in. Brody only 5 points, but they've been 5 big points as he's gotten them down the stretch. And with 2.5 minutes left to play, it's a 7-point Viking lead.
7-point lead, 2:35 to go. And you're right, 30 points now for Ravi Burton. He has just had an outstanding night. And from the free throw line, the Vikings are shooting, I think I'll total it up here, think about 17 out of 20, something like
pretty
that.
good.
Very
That's great.
Not quite that good because Lemaire's missed 3, but they're still shooting pretty good percentage from the line. And the big guys, Burton 5 for 5, Bowling 4 for 4.
Yep,
Speaking
that's
of
good.
Bowling, he's back into the game.
Yeah, Jordan a quiet second half. He had 6 points in the first half. Jordan only 1 field goal tonight, but he's 4 for 4. 2 field goals tonight. He's 4 for 4 from the free throw line, 8 points. All right, Benedictine ball, 2.5 to go. Turner, Burton, Gronwald, Bowling, and Brian Cook, the 5 on the floor for the Vikings right now. Vallejo outside. Vallejo guarded by Burton, now picked up by Bowling. Vallejo launches one off the right wing, missed it. And boy, Laquan Turner, how high did he go to get that rebound?
I'd like to see a jumping contest between he and Lemaire.
I think it's that headband he's wearing.
Man.
I think that's what gives him that spring in his leg. I think that thing's got a battery in it.
Those two guys can get up.
Yep. Vikes probably want to run some clock now. Down to 2 minutes in the game with a 7-point lead. Gronwald now fouled by Vallejo. Is Vallejo, I think that's his first foul.
Good job by Brody. He knew that he could control the ball, probably going to get fouled, and he's confident enough that he can step up the line, knock these down.
So Brody Gronwald will be at the line. He's been there once before, hit 1 out of 2 not that long ago. He's got 5 points in the game. First shot, good. I'd say probably maybe the guy you want on the line right now.
Yep.
He's a pretty dependable free throw shooter. Although it'd be hard to argue not putting Robbie Burton on the line. Second shot by Gronwald, good. So Brody knocks down both charity tosses. And it's a 9-point lead. Got to meet Brody's family the other day up at Graceland. A couple of ladies. I know his mom was one of the ladies. I'm not sure who the other one is. But two members of Brody's family were up there the other day.
Well, he shoots 92% from the line, so yeah, he is a guy you like there late in the game.
Benedictine gets it to Eckert. Now there's a 3 by Shaunath off the left wing. And boy, Jake Shaunath, that's his 5th triple of the game, his 4th in the second half. And he cuts the lead back to 2 possessions. 1:38 left to play. Gronwald inside, flipped it up, missed it, but he got fouled. So Brody Gronwald trying to take the offense, take charge of the offense here as we come down the stretch, and that's probably a good sign for the 90% free throw shooter.
He looks like a strong wind could blow him out of the gym. He just doesn't look that big, but he's a tough little guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Brody's first shot good, so he's nailed his last 3 free throws. That gives him 8 points in the game. He'll have 1 more. It's now a 3-possession game. Let's see if Brody can make it an 8-point game, and he does. So Brody buries a couple free throws. He's hit 4 in a row. Deep 3 this time by Eckert. That was way out there. He missed it, and the rebound comes out to Darryl Lemaire.
Now you can take some time.
1:22 left in the game, and now Grodewald's fouled once again, this time by Eckert. And this will be a 2-shot foul. So Gronwald, who's nailed 4 straight to extend the Viking lead, will try to do 2 more right here.
Quiet as his night's been, he'll get double figures if he makes this one.
First one good. So Gronwald gets her down. Brody's hit 5 in a row. I don't want to jinx him, but let's make it 6.
He'd be that guy you'd want on your team when you're playing in the park, you know?
Yep, now you could, yeah. Very good shooter, and he knocks down both free throws. Vikings up by 10 once again. Minute 16 to go. Fleming, head of the key to Eckert.
Make him take some time.
Eckert outside to Hatterley. I'd let Hatterley shoot out there if he wants to.
No foul.
Eckert in, so nice pass. Hatterley missed the layup. Missed the tip try, so the Vikes dodge a bullet right there. Now Eckert fouls Darryl Lemaire.
Well, in pretty good shape. I wouldn't say it's over yet. I've seen too many strange things happen with this three-point shot, but the Vikes in pretty good shape right now.
10-point lead. We're under a minute. 57.1 of a second left to play in this one.
And a good job there. They made the Ravens take about 20 seconds off the clock and did not score.
Sophomore out of Manor, Texas, Darryl Lemaire. Bang, knocks the first one down. So Darryl got his first one. It's an 11-point game. He's got 11 points, so he's the difference in the game so far. Second shot, missed this one. Vikes up by 11. Benedictine has to hurry here. Fleming Outside, O'Shaughnessy runs over Gronewald, now throws it up.
Oh, no.
They're going to call the foul on Brody Gronewald, and Chad Lance can't believe it. As two Ravens go crashing to the floor, Sean Fleming and Jake Shaughnessy.
I mean, Shaughnessy
just ran over Brody Gronewald. And Shaughnessy probably outweighs Gronewald by 50 pounds, I guess.
I mean, he just took him and just shoved him out of the way. But 47.7 seconds to go.
I don't think I'd want to get in a fist fight with Jake Shaughnessy.
He's a big boy, isn't he?
Pretty husky. Moves well.
That's only the 6th foul, so the Vikings, he's not at the line. They'll still have to foul one more, which is good. They'll take more time off the clock here once they get all the perspiration off the floor.
47.7 seconds left to play. It'll be Benedictine ball under their own bucket. For the Vikings, it's Bowling, Lemire, Turner, Gronewald, and Burton, the 5 on the floor right now. Shaughnessy in the corner. A jumper out of the corner by Fleming. This one pinballs out. That should do it. Is Gronewald fouled at midcourt by Vallejo. So Brody Gronewald, who's nailed the last 6 free throws in a row for the Vikings. The last 6 he shot anyway. He'll head to the line for 2 more right here.
Yeah, he knocks these down. You're in pretty good shape.
And he knocks the first one. So Brody, very quietly, going to get pretty close to his average, it looks like. You know, that's smart, though. The Vikings keep the ball in the hands of their good free throw shooter, and that's the way you win games.
And it's a good ball handler.
Yep. So Gronewald knocks down both free throws. It's a 13-point game. Vikes are going to win this one. Going to win their first conference game of the year. Benedictine will fall to 1-2, so both teams will be 1-2 after this game. There's a steal. Here comes Robbie. Yes, yes, yes. Robbie Burton slams another one, and somebody slides all the way across the floor on the far side. 32 points for Robbie. And this crowd is electric right now.
Boy, did he have a game.
Inside to Hatterley. He hits the shot and he's fouled, but it's all academic right now, folks. The Vikes are going to win this one. And Robbie Burton, 2 big-time slams. 32 points in the game. Hatterley misses a free throw. Gronewald gets it. And now Vallejo fouls Gronewald one more time, so that's going to put Brody back on the line again.
You know, he's going to be close to his average by the time it's done.
Yep, he is. He sure is. Well, he's nailed 8 straight free throws, 9 of 10 from the line altogether, plus 2 baskets, 13 points in the game, make it 14. As Brody will have one more.
Vikings 51 second-half points.
And I'm sure Benedictine fans saying, why do you keep fouling that guy? Well, he has the ball. That's why you foul him. Gronewald hits both of them. Vikes again are going to win it. They lead at 83-68. There's a deep 3 by Eckert. Burton gets a rebound, going to run the clock out, and the Vikings get a big home win as they knock off a very good Benedictine team here at home by the score of 83-68. And the Vikings move their record to 1-2 in conference play, and I'm trying to see overall.
Overall,
makes
now
the Vikes about 500.
4-4.
Yep, 4-4. 4-4 overall as the Vikes get a big win with a trip coming up to Baker on Saturday afternoon. Hopefully we'll get Coach Chad Lance in here just a minute for a few comments, and I'm going to back out.
All right.
Total the scores, and
we'll have
with you.
We'll have the coach and wrap things up in just a moment.
These days, the concept of value matters more than ever. And you'd be hard-pressed to find a better value than high school sports. Extracurricular activities, including sports, make up about 2% of the budget for a typical Missouri high school. In return, participation in sports promotes citizenship and sportsmanship. Sports also instill a sense of community pride and teach lifelong lessons about cooperation and self-discipline. They encourage physical fitness. They produce community leaders. By offering so many benefits to the community for such a small percentage of a school's overall budget, it's easy to see why high school sports are one of the best bargains around. The real cost would come from not having them at all. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Missouri State High School Activities Association and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
We're back to Grover C. Redford Gymnasium, and we'll be visiting with Chad Lance in just a moment. We'll let Coach look at the statistics for just a moment before we put a headset on. The Vikings win tonight by the score of 83-68 to go 1-2 in league play, and Benedictine now 1-2 in league play. And Coach, your ball club scored 52 points in the second half. I thought the first half Benedictine had the tempo. You certainly had it in the second half.
Well, Benedictine's a great defensive team, and to look at the scoreboard and see that we scored 83 points when they're holding their opponent to 68 was a great offensive victory for us. But what I want to touch base on is we held them to 68 points. Yeah. Defensively, that's probably the best defensive performance that we've had all year, and that's the reason why we won the ball game.
And I thought, look at the rebounds. Look at the total rebounds. You out-rebounded them 43-30 and had 12 offensive rebounds.
Yeah, we did a good job. We've been talking about that all week, about offensive rebounds, getting second chance points, because we got guys that are athletic, guys that have a lot of size, so we had to create some second chances. You know, you're not always going to make every shot that you shoot, so you want to be able to increase possessions by getting on the offensive glass.
And free throws, 28 out of 35, and your big guys inside made them all. Bowling and Burton were perfect from the line.
Well, you know, we had a challenge to them, you know. We need those guys to play well consistently, and a lot of people confuse playing well with scoring points, and that's not even close to what it's all about.
Coach, how about Robbie Burton? Speaking of scoring points, 32 tonight.
I mean, he did a great job. He gives me a heart attack every time he shoots the three, but he's been working on it, and I think he's trying to prove me wrong. So as long as he keeps taking just a few, well, and not a whole lot, and living there, we'll be okay.
Now, I know it's early in the season, but we didn't even mention this before in our pregame interview, but I think we can mention it now. You probably knew, at least I felt, and I'm sure you did too, this was a big ball game. You're 0-2 in conference play. Maybe for the psyche of this team, more than anything else, you needed a win.
Well, 100%. You know, our guys needed to believe that they could come, step out on the floor with a quality team and could play well and could beat some people. And this was a group effort. You know, if you look down there, everybody that got in the game did a great job. But not only that, the guys that didn't get in the game, I think that our bench was completely engaged. And it takes a totally group effort. We talk to our guys all the time about how important everyone is.
I don't have the score yet from William Penn, but look at this tonight. CMU beats Culver 90-84. Peru over Graceland 81-70. Mid-Am beat Avila 96-78. So Graceland, Culver both lose their first game tonight. Benny's 1-2. You've got your first one. Peru's 2-1. Central 2-1. Who knows what's going to happen?
Well, it's the league. I've said it forever. And now with the intro of the two new teams, we are by far the toughest NEI conference in the country.
Coach, good win. We go to Baker, and they're playing better.
They are playing better, you know. Coach is going to coach them up over there. They've got some guys that have been around, that have been freshmen and now that are juniors. They're going to be a physical ball club. They've got great guards. They shoot the ball well, so we got to hop right back on the horse.
Yeah, I kind of like this Wednesday. Do you like it, the Wednesday,
I definitely
Saturday?
do. You know, I think that the 3-day preparation is too long when you play on Thursday, so having 2 days, but on the backside, having just 2 days to prepare and only 1 day to prepare is really good.
There's Robbie's last dunk. He had a big smile on his face when he put that one through.
He did. He came up big for us tonight.
He did. Coach, we'll see you Saturday in Baldwin City, all right?
All right, thank you.
All right, Chad Lance after the Vikings get a big win tonight. And they win this one. And, again, it was 32 points. That's the difference. 32, well, that's one of the big differences. Robbie Burton, we just showed on our video, they showed that last slam dunk that he had. And, wow, that was some kind of a play by Robbie Burton, 32 points. And, Joe, how about some of the rest of the scoring?
I'll tell you, that was a good play by Robbie, but even a better play by somebody in the front row of the stand. Some guy on both of Robbie's slams took a run and slid on his back probably 25 feet down that sideline over there. So Robbie's got an accomplice or a supporting actor or something. But, well, let's see. Let's take a look. Let me see the score, and I'll read it to you.
Yeah,
I don't have a
32 for Robbie.
Yeah, Robbie that's what we had him at 32. And let's see how many rebounds. Robbie had 12 rebounds in the game, 6 offensive rebounds. So he winds up with 32. A couple other plays in double figures. Brody Gronwald, who hit all those free throws at the end to seal the deal, he had 15. Daryl Lemire, good game for Daryl with 11. 8 points for Jordan Bowling. Jordan had a big first half. 7 points for Laquan Turner. I thought Laquan came in and gave the team a big lift. He had 6 rebounds in the game also. 6 points in the game for Brian Cook. I said 8 for Bowling. 4 points for Carl Washington. And I think that about rounds up the scoring. For Benedictine, their leading scorer tonight, Jake Shoneth, he had 5 threes in the game for 15 points. 12 points for Sean Fleming, 11 each for Chris Hatterley, the big guy, and Austin Eckert, who hit some big threes down the stretch. 7 points each in the game for C.J. Vallejo and Baquan Clark, and then 5 points by Jester Navilas to round out the scoring. But bear in mind, John Harris Jr., the leading scorer on this team, did not play tonight. He's suffering from a leg injury right now. He averages almost 18 points a game, so we saw what he could do last year.
All right, look at these. William Penn beat Grandview tonight, 74-72. And Baker went to Springfield and beat Evangel, 85-80.
Boy, they'll be high. They'll be higher than Kite on Saturday. That's, you know, Baker, that's a signature win for them. They had a tough year last year, but Coach Sean Dooley does a good job with those guys, and they'll be a tough team Saturday afternoon in Baldwin
Everybody
City.
having some wins. It's going to be interesting when we get there Saturday. Okay, well, we'll see you. And 2 and 4 will be on the stretch. And thanks to Chaz Maddie and the live stream crew for a great job first half of the year. And they'll be back with us when we start conference play in 2016. So the women lose tonight, the men win. We'll talk to you Saturday afternoon from Baldwin City. And don't forget the men's soccer team in the national semifinals Friday afternoon at 3 o'clock. For Joe All, Ken Cuiava, so long from Marshall.